Hey,
Hey, what's up?
do you work here?
Yes, I do. What do you need help with?
I just found this flag on the desk here. Is it for sale?
No, it's not for sale.
Oh, what?
It's for display.
How much to buy it?
I just said it's not for sale.
But how much to buy it?
Where'd you roll in from, Stupid Town? It's not for sale.
I can buy you.
No, you can't.
Oh yeah, I can.
It's illegal to buy someone.
Yeah, just ask Caleb. All right, hello and welcome back to the Sour Cream and Watermelon podcast. Okay, there's a little bit of stand up for you.
Oh my!
I'm your host, Sour Cream, aka Shift, aka Rye. Oh, that was a bad start.
Yeah.
Hope
I
you liked
feel
the
like
bit.
that-
Hope you liked the
I
bit.
feel like that.
Improv.
Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
That kind of went a little bit too far. But
No, no
anyways,
such thing.
Slavery.
They didn't think it went too far during the 1800s, so you know.
There is that. All right.
Disclaimer: we do not condemn slavery or wait.
I mean,
We
Rye
don't
does.
so-
I mean, yeah.
we
Speak for
don't-
yourself.
We don't support slavery, racism, or any of that. So just disclaimer.
Speak for yourself. I got Caleb living under my basement as we speak.
Okay.
I have you like
Leave
this
Caleb
improv.
alone.
I'm sorry. Didn't mean to drag you into this. We got our other host here. We got Watermelon, aka Caleb, aka Kale. Kale.
Kale.
Kale.
Kale.
Kale.
We got our co-hosts.
I haven't had,
What was that? You haven't had kale?
I haven't had kale in forever.
I don't think I've ever had kale. No, I've had kale. It's good.
You're
It's
the only
salads.
one.
Like when you
It's
get
okay.
family dinners, it's in salads.
It's too green.
It is pretty dang green. It can be purple, can't it?
Is that a problem?
Yeah, like purple.
Are you
fruits.
greenest?
Am I greenest?
Wow. Are you greenest against kale?
Yeah, I am
don't-
anti-vegan.
Is that even a?
You're carnivore?
Falls over dead. Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Anyways, I am your co-host. One of the co-hosts. I am your co-host Jack, and our other co-host here, Landon.
Hey, what's up? I'm AKA Lando.
He has an AK.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh,
As you
yeah.
can tell, he's
AK.
quiet. You know, he's kind of quiet. He's that
Yes.
kid sits in the back of the classroom in school and is like, teacher's like, hey, what comes before 47? You know, that dumb meme that
2 times
everybody
2
knows.
equals 1.
Dude, that's like the worst meme ever. Like, the first time was funny. Now it's just not even funny.
I know, it's like, what comes before 47? Quiet kid,
Oh,
AK. Haha.
Oh,
you've never heard that one.
funny.
That's
Oh,
new. I'm kidding, it's not new.
Anyways,
If you say that,
thank you for listening.
yourself.
Yes. Whoa.
Anyways, this has been the Sour Cream and Watermelon podcast. I hope. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways,
I smell good.
Ooh.
I bet
Ooh.
you smell like that kale stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Fresh
Fresh out
kid.
of the garden.
Yummy.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Old
Okay.
soil.
Ooh, Olive Garden breadsticks. Okay, anyways.
Never had Olive Garden, but alright.
Yeah.
Sure.
So we're going to we have this. This is gonna be a little confusing right here. So if you're listening to us on
Oh yeah, here he goes.
Spotify, go. Yes. Okay. You're listening to us on Spotify. Go give us a look on YouTube. If you're listening to us on YouTube, go give us a look on Amazon Music. If you're listening
you
to
go.
us on Amazon Music, go give us a look on Apple Podcasts. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, go give us a look on Spotify. Did I get it all?
There's also Stitcher. No one really listens to Stitcher. Google Podcasts. No one listens to Google Podcasts. Radio Public. I have no one. Like I didn't even hear Radio Public until we put our podcast on it.
I think you covered them
What
all.
is- Yep.
Should be.
what did I-
And also we recently just did a merch drop that will
Very
be on
very
Indicus-
good looking one.
Yes.
It's
is.
yeah. It's in the description of our YouTube if you're watching on YouTube.
It looks pretty
Yes.
sick.
It's the Japanese drop, not
Yes.
racist. Hashtag sponsored by racism.
No, not sponsored by
Lies.
racism.
I'm sorry.
Then again, disclaimer, warning: we do not
Condone?
we're not racist. We are not racist. Do not support slavery or any of that. Anyways, back to the podcast.
Most of
again.
the time. I mean, there's times where it's okay.
No, we
I'm
just
kidding.
don't in
It's never
general.
okay.
It is never okay.
I still find
So,
it that
how-
it's still like. Just imagine being Japanese and people only like your language because of how it looks.
I mean, it does look
mean-
cool. I won't lie.
They did something
and
good
they're all
over there.
like, dude, not gonna lie, they are very cultural people.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love the.
They're
Those guys are
super.
super
We gotta
they're
go to
super
Japan.
chill and nice.
You gotta get a vlog in
Dude,
Japan. That'd be
Road
epic.
trip.
Dude,
Road trip?
Yeah,
Where you planning
road
on
trip.
going?
Guess.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
the
we
world's
drive-
flat, so we can go like on the other side of the world. I think it's just a highway, right, on the other side.
Yep, straight
No,
shot.
dude, we just wait. Do you seriously believe the Earth is flat,
Yeah, duh. Don't you?
dude? It's round.
It's an octangular prism.
What?
Yeah,
I think it's a quadrilateral, actually.
isn't that a square
Yeah.
or a rectangle?
Yeah.
I guess it's got to have 4 sides. I think
know
it's.
what?
I think it's a mush. Oh, he just quit. Oh, there we go. I think
He's
it's a
dead.
mushroom, like a
That
big
was
shroom,
interesting.
like a really
Uh,
big shroom.
No, we can all agree it's round.
I mean, speak for
Yeah,
yourself.
it is
I mean,
round.
it might be a little.
But
Very
yeah,
cool.
let's just do a road trip to Japan. Let's drive up to Alaska, take a ferry over to Russia, and then drive down to Japan.
Why would we go to
right,
Russia?
Right through Russia.
I don't want to go to
Because-
Russia. Moscow.
Well, you'd have to drive
I mean,
through Russia.
that would be new.
to get
That
to
would be an
Japan.
experience. I'm not gonna lie.
I want to go through Russia.
Russia would be
Russia-
pretty cool. So would Germany, though.
I
I
want
want to wear those. I
so-
want to wear those hats.
Oh yeah,
Yes, everyone does.
I think
everyone
Germany would
want-
be pretty cool.
That would also be cool. I'm
But
not gonna lie. I would.
I
I
think
would love to
Fiji,
go on a European vacation. Would be amazing.
Hawaii,
I'm
or
down
Fiji
for that.
as well. I mean, we got plenty of spots in mind, but I mean, Hawaii and Fiji are both on the board as well. I think.
Yeah.
Tropical,
Oh, yeah, Hawaii.
tropical visit.
Dude, the place,
Bring the
if we were
surfboard.
to actually, if we were to go on a trip, not right now because of COVID, but if we were
Obviously.
to go on a trip very soon, we should go to Kauai, which is it's the farthest island next to the uninhabited one. But
Been there.
anyways, Kauai is literally like a tropical version of Forks.
Yeah, I've been there. I've been to.
It's amazing.
I think every island that is named, versus the other ones that are native named and they kill you if you go on it.
I've never
Yes.
been there.
To Hawaii
Uh,
in general,
Yeah, I've never been.
I've been to like 4 or 5 of the islands. I don't really remember anymore.
I want to go surfing there so bad.
I've never
Dude,
surfed. I
cool.
think it'd be cool.
Oh, the surfing there is amazing, especially boogie boarding, body surfing. I wanted to
I
try
bet.
surfing, but like I'm not. I need to learn how to do it. But the surfing there is apparently amazing. If you're from there, nice. Thank you for listening.
Well, I was
I got-
on the Big Island actually. No, it wasn't the Big Island. It was the last place I
got
went. It
stung
was
by a jellyfish there.
Jesus. Are you alive?
No.
Sounds a little drowsy.
Yeah, it sounds dead. Jeez. Well,
It
I mean,
hurt, man.
yeah, I wonder why. It's almost like a jellyfish. If you go to Australia, you can touch the box jellyfish.
Dude,
Those
yeah,
things
you
look
don't.
nice.
Put it on
You
your back
die
like
from that,
Steve-O
don't
did.
you?
Oh God, why
No,
would you do that?
you don't die. I mean, it
You
is
get
poisonous.
paralyzed?
It would. I don't think it. Have you ever heard of Steve-O? Shout out Steve-O.
Yeah, dude. I think everyone has heard of Steve-O at this
Imagine if we got him on the podcast.
Like,
It's
if you
true,
don't
like,
know,
yeah.
if you straight up don't know Steve-O, you're literally like,
You
Just-
live under. You're like Patrick. You live under a rock. You like literally live under a rock though, like Patrick. Like physically.
Yeah. it's so dumb. Like, Steve-O is amazing. But anyways, like Hawaii though is an amazing place. Like,
Well, yeah.
surf-
I went to which island was it? It started with a K. Kauai.
Hawaii.
What are all the islands? There's Kauai. There's the Big Island.
Kauai.
Honolulu.
Honolulu.
You just say
I don't know
Honolulu.
any.
Honolulu, but that's just a city.
Honolulu, stupid.
Honolulu. There's Maui. I'm
Maui.
definitely not on Google right now looking up the different places. I am not doing
Amazon.
that.
Has anyone been like scuba diving there?
Yeah. Well, not
It's
scuba
the-
diving,
the-
just
oh.
snorkeling.
Dude,
Oh, snorkeling,
snorkeling
yeah.
is the best thing to do. So we, I have a little
100%.
small story. Me and Jason went to this my brother. We went to this little pool when we were in Kauai, and we went snorkeling in there. And then we were looking around, and I didn't know what a pufferfish looked like, and there was a little pufferfish guy swimming around. I'm like, oh, let me go poke him. And my brother looked at me. He grabbed my hand right
You were
before I
dumb.
poked him, pulled me up. He
You
was
were a
like,
dumb child.
Jack. He literally said this to me, Jack, what were you doing? I'm like, oh, I was going to touch that fish. That's a
Stupid child.
pufferfish. I'm like, what? He was like, yes, that is a pufferfish. You could have gotten whatever you get from a pufferfish.
Poison. It's poison.
Fishes are poisonous.
Death.
Yeah.
I know. I literally almost touched a pufferfish.
Well,
it was
my-
amazing, though.
I can't even
Uh,
I
see
when
came
I-
face
rainbow.
to face with a pufferfish.
When I think it was the Big Island, my dad actually held a pufferfish in his hand. It was small. It wasn't a very big one, and
A little small guy.
it wasn't how would he say it? It was deflated
Sounds
kind of.
tough. It's kind of scary. You know those
You can
fish
carry
that
them
are,
if they're not
that are
like
like
flipped
flat
out.
on one side
Yeah.
and they lay in the sand?
Yeah, they look weird. They're like waiting for you to step on
Stingray?
'em.
Okay,
Is
so
that you mean stingray?
no, not a stingray, but like they're
Part of-
legit
yeah, the
fish and
bottom
both
of
of their
them.
eyes are on one, like on the top.
Yeah, it's
They're
like a
flounders.
halibut. Have you ever seen a halibut?
Yeah, no, they're,
Same
they're
thing.
flounders, mud flounders or whatever.
Or something like that. I forgot what they were called.
Yeah.
Well, either way, I
know.
went to one of the islands. I don't remember if it was Honolulu or what. No, that's part of Kauai or something. I don't know. It was one of the places. And when I was there was this massive beach, and there were like 10-foot waves or something. And I walked out there in just like, normal clothes, and I started body surfing them.
Dang.
Yeah, dude. No, body surfing is like
one of the coolest
I love
things.
doing that.
It just feels so
So-
cool because you're like, ha, yeah.
I was in
you know?
Surfing's
Honolulu
the
during
best.
Hurricane Lane.
You were, dude. How bad was
Does
that?
not sound smart.
Oh well, it wasn't bad in Honolulu, but like the actual hurricane was bad in like on the big island.
Yeah.
We got like 10-foot waves by our hotel, and we had
Jeez.
the rescue team. Their headquarters was in our hotel. So like when we went downstairs, there's just a bunch of dudes and equipment, and we're like, oh my god, what is going on?
I got like
Dang.
a horror story kind of from Hawaii.
But and then like all the stores were closed too. It's weird.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. It sold out from everyone buying stuff. But when I was there on the same trip that I body surfed, the same beach, when you body surf, and the waves aren't too far out, like they're starting to, curl over and finally land close to
Yeah.
the shore, right? Instead of going way out there to surf them. When you're doing it, you have to keep like as straight as possible and then bend your nose down. Then you have to kind of try picking yourself up to get to an angle so that you don't
Yeah, that's what you
so you
have
don't
to
flip
do.
backwards. But if you do it too far and you ride it too long, the wave will flip and it will flip you with it and flip you your legs will go over your head and your head will go down.
Yeah, I
And
scorpion.
if the wave and if the waves aren't big enough, you will go face first into the sand with all the power of the
Or
wave
into a
pushing you
rock.
straight down.
It takes talent to body surf.
Yeah, really.
Dude,
But
so
that happened to
I
me.
went first,
And I was in the I got pummeled, like it scorpioned me into the sand. But when they say sand gets everywhere, they're not kidding. I got back to the hotel and I looked in my eyes, and I had sand in my eyes.
So
like,
you
in
want to know
the
what's the
crevices.
worst thing? You want literally know what's the worst thing when you're body surfing and stuff like that?
Hmm.
So like I went body surfing and boogie board and all that stuff. The worst part when you boogie board is the rash you get from the board,
Oh yeah,
and you
Yeah.
and the sand when it gets in your shorts.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like
That
the
always
worst
sucks.
thing ever.
It
Like
hurts.
so.
Mostly if you have to
so-
walk out, hike out a
Oh
little
God!
ways.
So I went to Kauai I went to Hawaii like my first time like forever, and this was a few years ago. This is my first time going to Kauai, and so we went to Brenda Key Beach, and our condo was literally like a 5-minute walk away from it. And anyways, dude, I was like, it was just horrible. Every
Yeah.
5 minutes, I was walking to the little showers they had, opening my pants and just turning on the water and just letting everything run out. There's so
Ugh.
much sand everywhere. It was horrible, but then again, it was fun. And but I did the same thing as you. I scorpioned when I
Yep,
was
yep.
body surfing. I was like trying to body surf. I literally scorpioned. It was just all.
It
I was so
hurts.
close to hit my.
Well,
I
it's
was so
less.
close to hitting my
It's less of
face
when you
on
hit.
rock.
It's more of like the way it'll bend your back will make you try straining to straighten it back out. But when you strain it,
Yeah.
it tightens the muscles, and when you hit, it kind of like tightens them and then pushes them together, and it just like all together just smashes you.
It hurts so bad.
Dude,
Well,
it sucks.
Mostly when you
And
grind
that's
your
the-
face on sand, that doesn't feel good.
Dude, that's
I went-
also so. This one thing that happened to me, I was like, it was a calm day. There's literally like no waves for boogie boarding, so I was just kind of like hanging out, waiting, and then there was turtles swimming by, like on Brittany Key Beach. Turtles swim by all the time.
Yeah.
But this guy literally passed my leg. He tapped it. He looked up, looked around, looked at me. I swear, he nodded his head at me and
Oh.
swam away.
Gang
He
turtle,
literally like.
gang
He
turtle.
literally like not. It was so.
He feels
he
ya.
literally, Like,
He's like, yo,
was-
bro, I feel you, bro. He's like,
hey, yo, what's
The
your
turtle
name?
from Nemo.
respect.
a
Dude,
sea
I
turtle
know, it
gave
was
me
just-
one.
The turtle was showing you respect. All right, I'm gonna look up on my PC really quick pictures from when I was in Hawaii. So keep talking about stories
So,
and stuff.
so another thing when I was at Hawaii is that, like, the first time I went there was this trail that I would run every morning. Just kind of go on a run, and so like it was literally like a 3 mile loop, I'm guessing, or it was like a mile and a half. So you'd like run it twice and you get 3 miles. And so I did this thing where I woke up before the sun rose, and even then, still it was like 70 degrees in the morning time and stuff like that. So I was like, just like I was running without my shirt and I was perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And then as I was doing that loop, I did it the second time. Right as I finished, the sun started rising. It's the best view you'll ever see because,
Yeah,
like,
I feel that.
if you look on the maps, like on Kauai, we went down to the south side. It was just like you're just looking out, and for miles upon miles, there's literally no island. Like I'm looking at my maps right now, just no island for just miles and miles, like thousands
Yeah.
and thousands of miles.
I'm so
It's
jealous.
just so beautiful.
Sunsets are the best. I mean, sunrises.
And then
Dude,
when I was,
sunrises are the best.
I got some lava rock when I was, I don't remember which island this was. I get all the trips confused because I've been to 4 of the islands. I think that's all the ones that are accessible without having,
That sounds about right.
I visited my dad's cousin on one of the trips. One of them, I was really, really young. It was the Big Island. And we were snorkeling. I don't really remember this because I was 8. No, not even 8. I was probably 5 or 6, and we were snorkeling, and it was around a coral reef. And I went to stand up, but I put my, like, the way, when you're snorkeling, you kind of, like, have to push your knees down before you put your feet down in the sand.
Yeah.
So I was doing that, but I was in really shallow water, so my knee hit a coral reef.
Oh.
Really, really hard.
Ooh.
And it left a scar that's still there, like a really bad one. Only thing I remember from that day is sleeping under the bench, like this bench that was on the side next to a tree overlooking the ocean. I slept under it after that. That's all I remember.
So back, just kind of like injury point. So my dad, he was either he was boogie boarding or he was body surfing, but he was doing the one or the two, and he was just like, killing it over and over again. He was doing amazing until this one wave. I think he kind of like scorpioned almost, and he like scraped his head against the rock almost. Like he
Aw.
almost hit his head. He almost hit his head completely on there, but it just scraped a little bit.
Well, one of the coolest things I've ever seen?
What?
So we talked about history. Might have been the first take. I don't remember. But I went to Maui, and I saw Pearl Harbor.
Oh,
That
yeah,
was one of the coolest things I
that's-
think I've done.
I loved Pearl Harbor.
it's-
Oh my god, it was amazing.
Oh, you saw? Yeah,
I,
it's such a and then like directly outside of our hotel when we stayed in Maui, we had this this small coral reef, really shallow. I think that's the best snorkeling I've had. Just like this outside, not meant for it, just this weird area. I saw so many of these like massive eels. Super
Pearl Harbor
creepy.
was probably
Hey,
like,
that's-
one of my
hey,
most
you know
favorite
what they
parts of the
say.
trip.
You know what they say? Throw your used car batteries in the oceans because it electrifies the eels.
There we go. Yeah.
Jeez.
Shout out
But no,
global world ocean bye.
Yes, but no, like if snorkeling and seeing stuff like that is so amazing. I saw these like little eel type fish things, but they weren't eels. They looked exactly like them, but they weren't. I don't remember what.
Do you know how to say the state's fish?
It's what is it?
Humu
It's
humu nuku nuku apua'a.
yeah. I used to have a hard time
Trigger
saying
reef
that
fish,
all the
yep.
time.
It's the trigger reef fish. I had to figure it out first time I went to Hawaii. I kept trying. I'm like huma huma
Okay.
nuku nukau ui ai ui. It sounded like I don't know, Tourette's or something.
Yeah. So it's humu umu
Humu humu.
nuku
Nuku
humu
nuku
nuku
apu
I'm so confused.
apu
a'a.
Canuck.
Humu humu nuku apu a'a.
What does that mean?
The trigger reef fish.
Reef. Yes, reef triggerfish, or
Yeah,
one of the two.
I don't remember, but
Okay, so I have this little story I need to tell you about saying Hawaiian stuff. So in Hawaii, they have this big thing. It's an acai bowl. It's a berry thing. It kind of like looks like chocolate, but it has like a it's more purple and stuff like that. But anyways, so we would always end up getting like an acai bowl for like breakfast and stuff like that. And so when I went back to the States, I was at Costco, and I was like, "Hey, Mom, I'm go to the Costco place and get like a hot dog or something."
Yeah.
And the hot dogs there are amazing. And then I just got there and I saw an acai bowl, and I'm like, you know what? I'd rather have an acai bowl. So I went up. I'm like, "Hey, can I get an acai thing?" And they're like, "You're the first person to actually say the name correct. Everyone calls it acai or something like acai or something like that. It's pronounced acai."
Huh.
I'm very proud of myself with that.
You're a big brain.
I had what's it called? Poke for the first time in Hawaii.
Oh, poke
That was
is
really
so
good.
good.
It was just tuna. I think that's what is
Yeah,
poke.
it's
Is it
basically-
the way you put it
so-
together, or is it
It's
the type of
it's
fish?
like, so here's what they do. There's this place that in Kauai, it's like the Koloa fish market. Here's what they do. They cook it and then they marinate it in a sauce, and then they kind of like freeze it, or they don't freeze it. They cool it down by a whole lot where it's cold when you eat it, and it's just so good. And you can get it in different like sauces and stuff like that. There's this one place, it's called the Big Save. It's basically just kind of like, gosh, what is it? It's like the Dollar Tree. Have you guys ever seen Parks and Rec?
The
Yeah.
show? Yeah.
Yes. So there's this place called Food and Stuff. Ron Swanson's favorite place to go, Food and Stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't
So-
seen it in a long time, but yeah.
But that's one of the places. It's literally the exact same thing. They have food and they have stuff.
Huh.
That's so cool.
Food and
Literally,
stuff.
that's what it is.
That's the best
so
store
you
you can
could-
get.
And so legit, you can literally go there and be like, okay, you know what? I'll buy some cleaning supplies and then go over and get some fresh poke.
Poke, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
It's
I don't
amazing.
know how to say it. I think it's poke. I'm not sure. So when I was where was this? I think it was this was before we went to Maui. This was the island before. I don't remember the name of it. It was a different island. Then it was like a 2-hour flight to Maui. Not Honolulu, Kauai. I don't remember. But there was this restaurant next to our place, our hotel, and their lights were dead pufferfish with just like the skeleton, the outer shell with the spikes that were blown up, and they put lights inside of them to make them light up.
Oh yeah, that's another thing that they do.
They use different colors,
I've seen
too.
that before.
Yeah, it looks really
Yeah,
cool. Unique.
That sounds
Yeah,
so
I
cool.
know that stuff is unique. Oh, I have also another story. So, bringing back Kauai. I know you guys might be getting bored of this, but anyways,
No way.
there's this place that
sounds
there's this
sarcastic.
place called Waimea Canyon. It's basically literally a small Grand Canyon. It's the most beautiful thing ever. It's literally like you drive about. We were staying in Poipu, so you drive up to Kaloa through Lawai, and then through Kaleho, and then it's like, grassiness. And there's also a coffee place there, which is really good, but not to get off topic.
Yeah.
You keep on going through, and then you end up in the town of Waimea, and then you take this road up, and apparently they have like a little like a satellite area for NASA satellite place, where that's apparently what helped them catch the Apollo rocket. But like, you go up there, it's the most beautiful view you'll ever see, because you'll be able to see literally like mid of all the canyons. You'll just see every canyon, and then if you drive a little farther down, you'll see the Nepali coast, which is just it's a beautiful view.
So, it's funny you mention rocket launches, because in 6th grade, which was 4 years ago, so 2016 to 17, I went to Florida, and I watched a rocket launch from NASA.
How was it?
Really, really like amazing. And the funny thing is, it goes to this really far away rock. It's a meteor, and Osiris Rex, and they're gathering samples, and it actually returns. The rocket returns, 2023, the year we graduate. Which is also
wow,
really cool.
really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So I got a little backstory behind the thing, you know.
No, but like legit, if we were to do a trip, which this is basically what kind of our podcast is meant. Anyways, please buy our merch. Another
Yeah.
plug. This is
We can do
literally,
afford
I
this.
want to bring you guys here because it's just the most best place, and we don't even have to stay in a good condo. You know, it doesn't matter because the main part is you're by the beach. It's just,
The beach is the best place ever.
dude, the beach
I love
is.
the beach.
So me and Lemon, we have this kind of like, you know, backup plan is that if things don't end up well in life, you know, we're not like we're decently successful and stuff like that, or we don't know what we're gonna do, we're gonna move to some place, you know, like beach wise, and we're gonna start our own like surf place and stuff like that.
That's
It's
cool.
Yeah, that's a
We're gonna
dream
start our
come
own
true
surf
right there.
place, dude. That's gonna be an amazing dream.
That's what I
But,
want to
like-
do for my career.
I mean, yeah, dude, that's a great career.
Yeah.
You gotta do it. Do it someplace, you know, where like surfing is like big.
Somewhere like tropical-ish, big waves.
At. And
Yeah,
also,
you
do you
nail
have
it.
Kauai? So dude, it's so tropical, and there's chickens everywhere.
Yeah, I noticed that
Legit,
actually.
there's chicken.
That's weird
it's
because I
everywhere.
noticed the exact same thing. And cats on the Big Island. The Big Island has
Chicken?
stray cats everywhere. Of course you say
Chicken?
that, Caleb. Chicken? Chicken? What? Where? I'm gonna go. But the Big Island
Yeah,
has
so
cats.
have you guys-
It's the exact same thing as the chickens. Because they'll cross the road. The chickens will just be out of nowhere. They were at the
Yeah,
store.
so
They were like in the
finally-
buildings.
Oh yeah, that's literally what it is. You know, you're just walking around, you see a chicken, just walk inside. So have you guys seen Surf's Up?
Yeah.
I haven't. I take it it's a movie.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
it's
movie
like
about surfing
Chicken Joe.
penguins. Chicken Joe. That's what it's based off. It's
Oh,
based off Kauai.
Wait, yeah, I think I actually know about that. Never mind. I think
I
I've seen
didn't know
it.
it was
It's-
based off Kauai.
It's like
Dude,
penguins or
it's
something, isn't it?
It's the island. It's just penguin surfing contest.
Okay,
stuff,
I've
you
seen
know.
it. It's been a while, but I've
It's-
seen it.
Yeah. So that's kind of what they kind of like based it off, you know, since it's like an
Yeah.
island of penguins, you know, an island of chickens and stuff like that. You know, they kind of based it off that, but not word for word. But it's interesting. We kind of caught a chicken almost, but it was like, so me and my brother were just sitting on the beach, you know, we were just chilling, and then
I
all of a
like to
sudden
catch
this mom,
chickens.
Of course you do.
this mom and a bunch of her little chicks just started walking by, and we had chips, and they were
Huh.
looking at us. I'm like, you know what? I'll just feed them a chip. And then the mom was like,
Ah,
are you gonna feed them more chips? And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm feeding them more. And then the mom was kind of like chill with us, you know, like, okay, you guys are nice that you're giving us food, and she let us hold the little babies.
oh, really? That's cool. The chicks, yeah, that's really cool, actually.
Started eating chips out of my hand. It was just
Oh, I heard started eating, and I thought you were gonna started eating the chicks out of my hand.
That was,
I
Whoa,
automatically,
that's great.
they were,
No,
I
I-
held them, and I looked at them. I'm like, chicken nuggy. And so I start plucking the
Chicken
feathers
nugget.
out one by one. From there, I'm like, the water should be warm enough, so I throw them in the water, and they start boiling. After that, I start rubbing my
Chicken
hands
nugs.
together and pull out my pocket knife. I clean the chick. I walk into my hotel room. I throw some batter on it, some panko, throw it in my fryer,
cooked that baby.
and then I eat it. Mmm. Chick.
Eat little baby chicken nuggets.
That's what I thought you said. Word for word.
No, see,
Nasty.
what? I would never say that.
I think I'm hearing things.
Yes,
I think I'm
you are.
mentally unstable.
You might
Mhm.
be.
Facts.
I think I shot someone.
Ugh.
Well, guys, thanks for listening. No, I'm just kidding. But
Probably me.
to get me out of prison, please buy the merch. You know, support us. I need to be able
Yes.
to afford bail bonds. So
Another plug.
yeah, buy the merch so we can get me out of prison.
I have another Hawaii story, but I don't want to say it because I've said way too much.
No. This can be the Hawaii episode, the vacation episode. We can call it.
Yes, the vacation.
Let's talk about all the
episode.
vacations we've been on.
Yeah,
Just
so
go through
this is gonna be one of my final stories. I might have more that I
Take a while
remember
for
out of
me.
nowhere. So we went to this like surf place to get the boogie boards and extra chairs. You know, just kind of like because we needed. We came short, and so we got there, and the guy was like, "Oh, are you guys from around here?" I'm like, "No, we're just on your vacation." And there, he's like, "Oh, so do you guys know that you're not supposed to body surf in the rain?" And I'm like, "What?" He was like, "Yeah, so apparently, so apparently there's a sewage area around here,
Oh.
and when it rains, it rushes all the sewage and all the
Oh,
dead stuff
man.
just out of the river, and sharks come around.
Ah,
this one
that sucks.
And this one tourist, he literally was telling us this one tourist guy he didn't know, and so he was out there all by himself hitting the waves, and
Yeah.
it was like on a amazing day. You know, he was hitting every single wave, body surfing, boogie boarding, and then all of a sudden, like sharks were swimming around him, and I may or may not be wrong, but I think the guy got bit by one of the sharks. I'm not quoting it word for word, but I think he might have got bit by one of the sharks.
Dang.
And so I was like, wow, this makes me want to go in the water even more.
Oh yeah.
Dude, like after I heard that, I was very skeptical of going in the water.
That's
Dude,
scary,
that's like
though.
once you hear that, you're like, I don't think I want to go in the water. You know, it's just
Yeah.
it's just that but like I heard that, it was just I'm not going in the water. I ended up going though.
Yeah, I would have done that too. Sharks aren't really that dangerous when there's no sewage, I guess.
Yeah, you know, but like it was literally like one of the only times it ever rained. That was the first time I went. It rained one day, and there was this other time. The second time we went which was the last one. We were gonna go this year, but COVID. Like it literally rained for about the first week we were there, but it was like a warm. It was a warm shower rain though.
I got a story
You know?
to tell.
Yep.
So I drove from. I'm getting a map really quick. Hang on. So I drove from home, Washington.
You didn't drive, I drove.
Apparently he drove. Give me a sec. So we drove down to Wisconsin. And
Why would you drive in Wisconsin?
okay, there's a bit of there's backstory to it. Give me here, fill this time really quick with another story from you of another adventure. Hang on, I'm gonna grab a map so I can tell you exactly where we went.
So, anyways, kind of back to my story about the what was I saying about the rain part? Like it literally, like the second time we went, the entire week we were there, it just rained and rained and rained. There were some sun spurts, but it just rained so much. I mean, it was still like it was a nice rain. It was like taking a shower. Gosh, it was really nice, even though it was raining. Like, and when we were there, we had this like really, really nice little condo. My sister and my brother-in-law were there, and we were all there hanging out. And it was like just a storm outside. And so all of a sudden, like it was just like raining completely sideways. And apparently the windows don't have good, like they don't keep water out. And so my mom woke up and there was just water all over the floor. Like
Oh, wow.
it was really, really bad. It was like,
That sucks.
gosh, it was like Vietnam rain.
So like sideways and coming from
Where
up.
it's just everywhere. It's coming from up, down, left, right, side
Yeah.
to side. It's
You got that from Forrest Gump, didn't you?
It was warm, though, so
Yeah.
just, like, take a bath.
yeah, dude. It was and then again it was also warm, and so there was
Yeah.
kind of like a community pool where the condos we went to, and that pool was warm, and the rain was warm, so it was kind of nice. We at least got to do some swimming.
Yeah.
But the main place we would go is this amazing sports car bar called Kalapaki Joe's.
Oh, I went to Vegas, and when I was in Vegas, I didn't realize, but they have a lot of very nice cars in Vegas.
Yeah.
Just on the street, I think Joe, neighbor Joe, he's been on the podcast. We counted, I think, 7 Lamborghinis or something like
Oh,
that,
yeah,
just
there's so
going
many.
down the street. And then in buildings, there were a couple Bugattis and stuff just sitting in the building.
Oh yeah,
And I think
dude,
we
they're
saw
just everywhere.
one McLaren. That was really cool.
Oh yeah, the
I'm not much of a
McLarens, but-
car guy, but I mean
Yeah.
that was a really, really nice car.
The
But
car's
right, I meant sports bar, not sports car.
I know you didn't, or I know you did, but I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Cars are
but
cool.
There's this, yeah, cars are cool. I love cars. I would have probably been nerding over. But anyways, this place called Kalapaki Joe's is the best sports bar you'll ever go to. Dude, it's like their version of happy hour is like free, like or like this half priced 10-piece chicken wings or something like that.
Dang,
Dude, it's amazing. I love it there.
this
But
is like IHOP.
Oh,
but like the places
you
we
gotta
would
go.
go.
Ooh, chicken.
Okay. What? You're
No,
going?
no, like not like leave, but like I need to go there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, dude. We're going there one day. One of these days, we're going there.
Yeah, we gotta take a
Half-price
trip
chicken
there.
wings. Count me in, buddy.
Yeah, dude. And then so like
Get some
those
grape
were
soda
literally
while
like
we're at it.
the only two places we would go. And since it was raining down in Poipu, that's the town we were staying
I've
in.
been there.
Poipu
I've
is,
been there.
dude.
Yeah,
It's
hang
amazing.
on. Yeah, I've actually been there. Poipu Beach.
Yeah, Poipu Beach. There's Poipu Beach, and then there's Brandy Keys, which is the smaller one, which is like the #1 body surfing and boogie boarding area in the
I've
world, or
been
one
there.
of the top. Yes, I know.
That's weird.
Yeah, and then there's
What year did you go?
Kiwana Beach. I went 2019 and
Oh, okay.
2018.
I went 2018.
Some Christmas.
I went to Disneyland in Christmas that year. No, that was 2017. I went to Hawaii in 2018 during the, I want to say spring. Could have been summer. But, all right. Once you're finished up with that, I have a map here on my phone of
Yeah.
the entire trip we had.
Yeah, but so there's this, like, even though it was like pouring down rain just in Poipu, like everywhere else was completely sunny. So like in where's the coffee place? It's the Kaloa coffee place, or it's like this really, really cool coffee place, and you can go on a small little tour of the coffee grounds and how they make it stuff. That's the only coffee I'll ever drink.
Huh.
It's the best coffee ever. But yeah, that's the Kaleo coffee company or something like that. And like we went there one time, then we went to Hanapepe and went all through these stuff, kind of just like did a little bit of tourist stuff. And then after we went to Waimea Canyon, we went down to just like the normal beach that they have, and just like just one long beach. It's amazing. It's so cool.
Yeah.
They have this one little. There's this one little section where you can drive onto, and you can just do all the stuff on it. It's just so fun. That was probably like my favorite beach. It's just the only thing is, like, the waves suck for body surfing or boogie boarding, because it's just like they break so high and so close to the shore.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that would be pretty bad.
It's not the best,
Sucky,
but it was
yeah.
still like, it was still really fun though. Honestly, it was just fun.
So I let's see, when was this? We did a trip. I think it was 2019. I want to say. So I'm just gonna really quickly go through where we went. So this was all in the diesel truck with the camper in the back.
Oh yeah, your guys' camper.
Yeah, we went to. So we started out in Washington, our usual spot, top left corner. So from there we drove down through Washington all the way through it, and then we got through. We started by cutting into. I can't really. This picture sucks. Hang on, I'm trying to figure out how get across. We went through that slim bit of Idaho in between us and Montana. We went through the skinny part through Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. Then we cut through to Missoula. Pretty sure this is the route we went. We went through Montana, and we went into. On the way there, we went through North Dakota. On the way back, we went through South Dakota. So, on the way there, we cut up high on North Dakota. We kept going across. It's just 101. It's just, flat driving. Through just empty plains, basically.
Dude, oh my gosh.
All the
that's
way
like
through
the
North
worst.
Dakota. Straight
That's the worst
through
place to drive. Dude, I feel so bad for you, because what your dad probably did, turn on cruise control and just sat there.
We were listening to podcasts and stuff.
But no, that's just,
Yep. And then
I
we
could never do that personally. I was just,
and what podcast should we have been listening to was the Sour Cream and Watermelon podcast. Yeah, let's go. Anyways, we went all the way through until we got to Fargo, and I think we went to Fargo. Then we cut through into Minnesota. I really doubt you've heard of this place, but it's a place next to Minneapolis.
what, Minnesota?
Yeah, it's a place in Minnesota. So there's Minneapolis, which is the main city, but it's a little place out of it. It's what's it called? It's a bigger place than most people think. It's not a very big place still, and it's like a 5-minute drive into it, and you get to Wisconsin. So we
Oh,
as
wow.
good as there's a river that cuts across. St. Paul or something like that is where we were, but it's because I actually had relatives who live there. So we drove all the way basically to Wisconsin because we then drove into Wisconsin one of the days, and we went to this little place. It had deep fried cheese curds.
What?
One of the best things I've ever eaten. So good. So it's like do you know what a cheese curd is?
Yeah, I know what it is. I can't have them because I'm lactose intolerant.
Yeah,
right?
and when you eat them, they like squeak.
Yes, I know what cheese curds are.
They deep fried them, and they were in
This just
this like this coating of this like really really good like it's not panko, you know, it's obviously not panko, but it's like a breading surrounding it. So the inside was all melted. So it's kind of like those cheese stick things you get.
That sounds so good.
It was ridiculous. It was stringy because it was melted down, but at the same time it was kind of put together well because it's a cheese curd. It's not stringy. And then we had deep fried pickles. And we went to an ice cream place where they actually made ice cream. That was cool too. It was in the same place, which was kind of weird, but yeah, I got to see how they made ice cream. It was a weird place to do it.
Wait, you had
We drove
right.
like a week just to see how they made ice cream.
frickles?
What?
Deep fried pickles, frickles.
Yeah, I did. It was really really good. I had no idea people called them that.
Dude,
Frickle.
I love. That's the only thing I. So there's a few things I love deep
Fleet
fried.
Farm.
There's
That's the
deep fried pickles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I love those. Deep fried ice cream, which I've had before, and it's actually really, really, really good.
Never had it. Sounds good though.
And another thing that's also really good is like deep fried there's spring roll. No, deep fried
Cheese curds. You
kale.
say kale?
Deep fried kale.
Oh,
No,
deep fried
but-
kale.
I've had
Even
a
better.
lot of deep fried. That's the one thing I had a lot of in 2020 was deep fried food.
Yeah, it's really bad for you, but it's so good.
It's I know it's bad for you, but it's just so good. That's
I've
all.
never
That's
had that.
It's kind of like soda. I just stopped drinking soda recently.
yeah.
I can't. Soda's too good.
Yeah, I mean,
Dude.
I'll have a Pepsi on like occasions when it's like actually a reasonable time to
Yeah,
have
I know.
it.
That's it.
But other than that,
That's the only thing when
yeah. I just started doing this because I was having
the
like
only
3 a
time-
day, and that's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only time I
Caffeine
don't
addiction.
drink soda a whole lot, but like no, I just love deep fried foods. I have another Hawaii story that I just brought to mind, so I'm going to bring that up real quick.
All right.
So on the north shore of Kauai, there's Waimea Bay. No, not Waimea. It's the what is it? It's the bay that's was in that one movie. It was with Elvis Presley, Blue Hawaii.
And
So
you
there's
said
Honolulu
Kauai, right?
Bay. Yeah, Kauai. It's called Blue Hawaii, and they went to Kauai and stuff. So we went to Honolulu Bay and we went to this bridge, and we walked, and it's like this known bridge and stuff. It was in a bunch of other movies as well. And so we walked on, and we were looking around, and these people were doing a little small wedding ceremony out there. And so everyone else was just kind of like, oh, they're doing a wedding ceremony. Let's not bother them. And we were just like standing right next to them. And I'm like, Dad, we should scoot
Awkward,
over.
yeah.
And he was like, oh no, we'll just move out of the way, or we'll just kind of like stand right here. And I'm like, Dad,
we're
in the
fine.
way. And they ended up doing that, and we were like, oh yeah, congratulations, did the good clap stuff. And as we were walking off, then they decided to jump off the side of the thing. And so my dad was like, oh wait, let's stop. My mom like, oh, they're gonna do that, that's so adorable. And I'm like, can we just go? This is embarrassing for us
Yeah.
because we don't want to watch these guys get married.
Uh,
And like we were there for about like 15 minutes, I think,
you said this
just
was
like
the north
watching
side.
these people. Yeah, it's on the north side. It's on Honolulu Bay. It's this little bridge that comes out.
Have you ever heard of Kilauea?
Kilauea, I think. Yeah, I kind of.
It's on Kauai. There's a lighthouse.
Kilauea.
It's Kilauea's lighthouse.
Oh, we were gonna go to that, but we just kind of forgot.
I
because
did.
It was also late.
That is the
How is
worst
it?
hike ever. It is so far from the trailhead. And you can't drive out there. You have to walk.
Oh, dude, that's
really, really, really far.
dude. I'm glad we didn't do that. We were just kind of like contemplating on doing that.
Yeah, it's a ways, but it's a really nice view because it's a view over the ocean. You know.
Yeah, you get to see
I mean, it's
the
not.
ocean.
Yeah, it's not
And
the
then-
same kind of stuff around here where we can see Canada, because that's a cool view because you
Yeah,
can see
stuff
another
like
place. But it's a different kind of cool because you can just see a long ways.
Yes. Right. So if you go farther over to it's Manini Holo Bay, and there's these like
You really struggle.
they're
with.
called dry caves, and we
Oh.
drove by that.
Yeah, I've
Have
seen
you
those.
been there?
I don't know if I've been
Those
there, but I
dry-
saw them. I think on the Big Island.
Yeah.
Same
No,
kind of thing.
So like legit, I drove by that and I saw it, and then I looked straight up. It's literally like the most scariest thing you'll ever see because like, for me, I hate stuff like that because if you look above,
Talking
there's
about
just tons.
lava
There's
tubes,
just
right?
No, it's a dry cave where it's just kind of like the water cut out a cave in the bottom of the mountain. It's
Okay.
it's a long
So-
story, but I don't want
So-
to go into that stuff.
Oh, I found the place on Google Maps, the place you're talking about. But
Yeah.
so where I saw a lot of lava tunnel tube things, but they're not like actually active with lava. It's places that lava went through and then water pushed through. So the place where the lava seeped through the ground and then went down through the ocean, and they make these really big tunnels, and you can go down into them. And have you heard of? I think it was Captain Cook.
I think I have.
Big Island, I'm pretty sure. It's pretty dang famous. But it was some dude who was from Spain, I'm pretty sure, who went across to take Hawaii, but the natives killed him. And where he died it was a rock outcropping in a little, not very far, but a little ways out. And I'll probably find it on Google Maps here in a second. But there's this natural rock cropping outside of it that looks just like a skull, like built into the rock. It's where some guy got sacrificed,
Jeez.
Captain Cook, and he had taken a lot of territory because he was from Spain. He was taking territory through I don't quote me on this. I'm not 100% sure, but as far as I have learned, this might be all wrong, so don't go out saying all this. But what I figured out was he was, you know how Spain was taking America and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So it was after that, and
Yeah.
He might have been from Britain actually, but some dude trying to take Hawaii before we had it, because we had it late. You know, it is our
Yeah.
most recent state, right, that we have,
Yeah, it is.
and the
our
natives
most
are still
recent.
kind of like fighting with us a little bit.
A little bit, but it's kind of like I don't want to get into that.
Yeah,
stuff.
but it was before
Stuff.
we went to take it. I think it was either the Spanish or the British, and they went to take it themselves. But Captain Cook had taken a lot of land beforehand, and he finally got here thinking he could take it just as easy. But he ran into the natives. And you know how there's the stories from recently where people die because they go to they'll go to the island just on a separate boat, and then they'll get
Yeah.
off, and then the natives will. They don't like that they're there because it's their island and they should know better, and they don't
Yes.
they don't like people trying to take their own island because it's their land that they claim themselves, and so they'll kill them. So it was the same kind of thing,
Well,
but it was
yeah.
like on a bigger scale because it was on the Big Island. So they killed him
Now-
at this place and drowned
so-
him. I'm pretty sure, or they burned
Yeah,
him. It
now
was one
they
or the
can-
other.
Now, if you go onto the island, I think they just don't like people on there. They won't kill you, but they'll ask you to leave.
Glare at you viciously. Go away.
There's on some of the islands, like there's the uninhabited one, but it's actually inhabited by small amounts of locals. I was doing some research on this. I was bored one day when it was raining, and I just kind of read into it. And, you know, they actually kind of have like their own little setup, and like a bunch of people own their own little sections on the island, and they're natives, you know. And then there's like this one ruler. I think there was a long time ago.
Yeah.
There was just this one ruler that owned that entire island, and then just kind of like, you know, he gave it to different people, and he gave it to the natives. I think I might be wrong. So anyone who knows Hawaii knowledge, please
hang
give-
on. Leave a 5-star rating on iTunes and leave the review comment the actual answer. There we go.
yes, yeah, there we
Mhm.
go. Yeah,
That's
but
Rate us
like
5 stars
they,
on Apple Podcasts or iTunes or whatever it's considered,
yeah,
please.
yeah. I just know that they don't like people on there, but they don't kill them anymore.
So on the
I
same
think
kind of the same kind of topic of travel. So if we did go somewhere, where would you guys like as a group? Would you rather go to Australia, Japan, or like someplace like
Hawaii.
Fiji or Hawaii? Like
Fiji or
if say
Hawaii.
we have a good amount of money, this is future, and we can afford staying say a week in any of these places. What's your order of which one you would go to out of the 4?
Australia's
go-
kind of hard. I like Australia.
That's a good one.
It's a really hard
I'd
one.
say I'd go with. Oh my gosh, I'd go with Hawaii first, Australia second. No,
It's a really
I
hard
can't-
one.
Fiji's really cool.
I want
I
to go to
can't.
Fiji.
I can't. Yeah, I know. I can't. I obviously yes, I want to go to Hawaii, but I also want to go to Fiji, and I also want to go to Japan, and I also want to go to Australia.
I think
So,
well, in order of which one you want to go to most, I guess, is how we're gonna do
oh
this.
god,
I
So
think
you-
I would choose.
Say we're gonna go to all, but it just depends which one you're going to. Say 1 year and then the next year. So which one you want to go to most first?
Hawaii, Hawaii.
What's the difference between Fiji and Hawaii?
The place.
They're
That's
kind
about
of-
it.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
really?
kind of the
Where it
same
is.
thing.
The size of the flight.
Yeah,
Oh,
and the
yeah,
cost.
okay.
And they
Well-
people in Fiji say bola bola. That's their hello versus
Yes.
Hawaii where it's, ola. Or not ola, sorry.
Aloha.
Aloha. I was thinking
Aloha,
Spanish.
Yeah.
dude. That's kind of.
No, don't no
That sounds-
no, it isn't. Don't say it.
It's not culturally wrong.
Well, I thought you were gonna say racist.
No, that's not racist. I was
No.
just gonna say
It's
that's-
kind of like
it's not-
mistaking Japanese for Chinese writing if you're from America.
yes,
no.
because
Speaking of,
Americans have
the
a
new
hard
merch
time.
is Japanese related because it looks cool. So buy the Japanese looking cool merch stuff. However you want to say it.
Oh, you know what? I just found this random small island about, I'd say roughly about 1,000 miles away from Hawaii. It's called Kiribati. I'd say that I mean, it looks very interesting, but I just randomly saw it. But like for me, I'd say if we wanted to go
I
on
see
a
it.
trip, yeah, I'd say if we wanted to go on a trip, Hawaii first.
Banana. There's a place in it called Banana. Place called Paris. Place called Poland. Place called
Oh,
London.
is that-
They're just stealing
is that-
places. Oh,
Oh, no, that's the-
Lodon or something.
That's like the small United States or something like that,
Scroll out. I should be able to
Or
see what
this-
it is.
or the small continents or wherever it is. But like for me, I'd go someplace like I'd go to Hawaii, obviously,
And then
Japan, and then Australia.
Yeah,
And-
that's a good order.
That's what I would do. Fiji, I'd kind of go last because Fiji would be interesting to go to, but then again, it's like going to Hawaii almost, but
Yeah.
I've never been there, so I'm just gonna take a shot in the dark for people who's been to Fiji.
I think
They probably
I would go to Japan. I really want to go to Japan. It's so cool. I mean, obviously we'd have
I
someone
think-
who had been there and knew their way around, so we could actually not just die. But I think after Japan, it'd be Australia. I've wanted to go to Australia for a long, long time. Mostly, I really want to see Bendigo because that Rick and Morty ripoff episode thing.
Bendigo.
Go to
Morty.
Bendigo,
Gotta go
Morty.
Hey,
No,
Morty, we gotta go to Bendigo, Morty. We gotta get Cube. We gotta get Cube and Bendigo, Morty.
so funny.
Oh, Rick, why we gotta go to
Oh,
Bendigo?
Rick.
You gotta go-
Rick.
If you guys remember that off Adult Swim, they kind of did that, but
Yeah, it
anyway,
is pretty good.
Yeah,
But so it'd be Japan, Australia, Fiji, and then Hawaii. I've been to every Hawaiian island, so
yeah.
Oh,
It'd have to be
But I
somewhere
just-
new.
good for you then.
yeah.
But I like,
Flex.
but so for let's hear Landon. Where would you want to go since you haven't been to a whole lot of places, or at least I don't think. But
The only big place I've been to is Alaska.
Well, and
That's about it.
Canada. It's a big
Oh,
place.
well,
yeah.
I lived there. So
Yeah, exactly.
That-
It's a technical
that's kinda
big place.
hard.
It's bigger than America.
where what would your trip kind of be? What
well,
would it go?
well, I guess let's rephrase it. Where's the one place you could, if you could go anywhere, just one place, where would you go? Say you would just teleport there. You don't have to worry about flights or money or anything.
I want to say Hawaii, but like, it seems too like generic.
Yeah, too close.
Because everyone
Dude.
would go there. So
Dude, that doesn't sound too generic.
I mean,
I have wanted to go.
well, yeah, you've been talking about that for a while. Didn't your mom want
Yeah,
to move
no.
there or something?
Anyone wants to move there, I would move there.
But yeah, I wouldn't. It's so expensive.
Well, if it was free, you know.
Get a good job
Yeah.
first. Please buy the merch. We need money from the podcast to get a job to go to Hawaii and live there.
I would get like a surf shop, something like that, and then build up down there.
I
That'd be
think
pretty sick.
Germany would be a very interesting place to.
Oh, okay. So, if we did
Berlin.
a European vacation,
I'd want to go to Berlin.
if we did, so I'd say if we were to do a European vacation, I'd say we'd go from Ireland to the United Kingdom.
Oh, I
and
need
then
to go
start
to
from-
Ireland.
Yes.
I have
yeah.
so many
So, start from-
relatives in Ireland.
So start from Ireland, then go to Northern Ireland, then go to Scotland, and then go down to go down to London, and then we go through France. Or I guess we could go to.
Oh, we'd
go
have to
through
stop at
France.
Manchester. That'd be an awesome place. My grandparents just
So-
went to Ireland, actually, and the UK. They just got
Yeah,
back
dude,
from a trip from there, which is really cool.
So
Then we'd have to
what I
check
think
out.
we could-
Would you want to go through France? I mean,
So
it's
what
an
I
interesting
think we-
place, but France.
Ooh, you know what we could do?
Huh.
We could start in Portugal, then go through Spain, then go to France, and then go up to Ireland, then go down from Scotland, then go to Northern Ireland, then go down through the United Kingdom.
I think we
Then we
should.
go-
I think Ireland would be a good starting place because it's
Yeah.
closest. We'd
What
go
about Paris? You
Ireland,
gotta go there too.
then the UK, then down to we could go to Paris and France, and then go up to Belgium, or we could just skip Belgium together because no one cares about it, and we go to Germany. Berlin. I think that'd be an awesome place to see, though.
Oh yeah, that would be
Dude,
pretty
Berlin
awesome.
And
would
then we
be
can
so
cross into
fun.
Poland. Poland would be interesting. And then
Poland,
from there,
we could go to Austria, Hungary,
I wouldn't.
Czechia, Slovakia.
I think Russia
they could-
would be another cool place to go, but I think
Ooh,
Japan,
okay.
UK,
So
Australia,
right,
and
right.
you know,
When I was in 6th grade, I had this very very weird fantasy of going to Germany. You know, I was like, oh man, Germany would be so fun to go to.
yeah.
And I was doing research, and this thing caught my eye on Google Maps. There's this place called Helgoland, Helgo land, and it's literally like two small islands. They kind of look man-made a little bit, like there's a port
yeah, I've heard of
and
this
stuff
place.
like that.
Yep.
So like this would literally, I would definitely be down, kind of living here.
I think if I were to move somewhere to live that was not in the U.S., I'd either move to Australia or, I don't really know. I think Australia is the biggest one, or Canada, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of a generic answer.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't-
I
wouldn't-
I wouldn't want to live in Japan because then I'd have to learn a whole new language. Germany would
Okay,
just
so-
be, I don't know, that would be interesting. But I think probably UK or Australia. One of the two.
Wait, right. So actually, Japan is really known for knowing a whole lot of English.
Yeah, I mean, it would be interesting.
Like
but I
they're
think
they're one of the
UK is
top
also a
speaking
really
English.
interesting one.
that it would be interesting
But
too. I'd go all the
Big time
places.
Australia. I really want to go there. Or New
this
Zealand.
This would sound really really generic, but I would go to all the places where the old Top Gear guys went. Jeremy Clarkson, James May, Richard Hammond. I'd go to every single place they went in the United Kingdom, and I'd try to find them and maybe get their autograph, but that might not happen. But I just love. I'm a
It's
car
possible.
guy.
I think
I'm a
if we went to Australia, I think we should probably at least see New Zealand.
yes.
It's
we
not
went to
far,
Australia.
so we'd have to
New
at least check
Zealand
it
would
out.
be epic.
So a future person we will probably have on the podcast, you'll hear about him a lot, I think. Julian.
Oh, Julian.
He actually apparently worked in New Zealand at a snow resort thing. Not resort.
Did-
What's it called?
Oh, like a ski place or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that?
yeah. Like an actual place where they
Yeah,
would
yeah.
they
Yeah,
would
so-
ski. A mountain resort.
Yeah,
I don't know if a resort's the right word, but
or something like that.
up in the mountains.
I would work
up
there.
in the mountains down under.
Yeah, in the line down under. I think that'd be a really
Dude.
cool journey. Be
Yeah,
epic.
Julian, Julian would be very fun to have on. But like that'd be a cool journey to do. You know what we have set out, and has it been an hour? I think.
Just about 58
Yeah.
minutes. We can go over.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we could.
Oh yeah, it's been
My
an hour
phone.
and 22 seconds now.
An hour and 22 seconds. Wow, you guys just wasted an hour to listen to us.
Thank you. This has
Congratu-
this has been the Sour Cream and Watermelon podcast,
Vacation edition.
vacation edition.
We gotta go to all these places.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this will
dude.
be an amazing adventure. So please fund us by buying the
Yes.
merch. Actually, sick
Listen,
merch. Merch. If you want to find it, you can go to. Give me a second. I want to find it just to make sure I don't say it wrong, because that'd be sad sending people to the wrong place.
Yes.
teespring.com/storage/sour cream and watermelon.
Or you
For,
can check us out
for
on
listeners
Instagram.
asking, sour cream is sour cream. It's not sour dash cream. Sour cream. There's no
it's
space.
just sour. Yeah, and if you do end up buying the merch, it will definitely help us because
And it will help you
will
make
be-
you look good. Them girls
Yeah,
can get
we'll
them
make
guys,
you-
and them guys can get them chicks, or whatever other things are out there now.
It'll benefit
Dude,
you.
you'll
That's all
be-
you need to know.
you will literally be fresh. You will be so fresh.
You'll be like the
fresher
Fresh
than
Prince?
Fresh Prince.
But you'll be
Yeah, you'll
oh,
be
we had the same
fresher.
idea. But you'll be like
Ooh.
sideways hand instead.
You want it? Yeah, you'll be like Kale.
You'll be so cool that you'll need
Kale.
you need kale. Yeah.
Fresh.
Yes. Okay.
Anyways,
Well,
support us on
yeah.
Instagram. Leave a 5-star
Yes.
rating on iTunes. Thanks for
subscribe
listening.
to us.
Yeah, on
Thanks
YouTube.
thanks for listening. Wasting an hour listening to us.
Talk to
This
you
was-
later. Quit the stupid podcast.